Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in, and today we're going to talk Kyler Murray and a potential offseason move. From what we've seen in 2025, it looks like he has played his last game as the Arizona Cardinal, and it looks like the team could be moving on from him and going in a new direction. It really feels that way. It doesn't look like the situation in Arizona is going to get any better, and I think in this particular situation, the Cardinals are in a position where they need to just pretty much kind of rebuild this roster a little bit. They've been trying to get it to work, and it just hasn't. And I think for Kyler Murray's sake and Arizona Cardinals' sake, it is time for them to have a divorce. It's time for them to split. It's going to be a little bit difficult when they're going to have a $52 million cap hit and $54 million in dead cap if they were to trade him this offseason, which is going to be a problem for Arizona. It's going to be interesting if another team could take on some of that money. But assuming all things work out in favor of the Arizona Cardinals, they get some compensation back. Here are a couple of teams where I really believe that Kyler Murray can end up with. And one of the first teams that came to my mind is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and here's why. The Pittsburgh Steelers reverted from rebuilding by hiring Mike McCarthy as their head coach. And the Pittsburgh Steelers that we know now is a team that needs to rebuild, but that's another subject for another day. But assuming Aaron Rodgers is not back, and assuming they don't get one in the draft, or their intentions is not to go draft a quarterback, even though Will Howard, who they drafted in the 5th round last year, is still on the roster. If they are in a position where they want to continue to win now, and with the hiring of McCarthy, they could do that. Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, I think they could go in the direction of a Kyler Murray. Now, do I think it's going to be something reasonable for them? No, with the entire cap hit that he possesses. But let's say they make some moves, get the defense a little bit younger, get the defense a little bit less expensive, then I think we're going to have a conversation there. They do need a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I think they need to bolster up that offensive line a little bit. I do think they can use even more wide receiver help. If they are in a position where they still want to contend, they still want to win, and then Aaron Rodgers does not come back, Kyler Murray could be a name that could be floated around with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But it's one of those teams is you got to look out for them. They could be somebody that pushes. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh is one team that I think you can look out for Kyler Murray to go to. Now, the number 2 team that I really think could make a play for him, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are coming off the GM getting fired because they pivoted from Sam Darnold going 14-3 in 2024 to J.J. McCarthy in 2025, and that did not look great. Now, if they are in a position where they want to move on or get some competition in the room for them, it could be a possibility. Do I think they go there? No. It's just one of those teams that it's kind of like Pittsburgh that you have to look out for. You got Justin Jefferson in the building, who you can tell during parts of 2025, he looked extremely frustrated with the quarterback situation that he had there. When you bring in a guy like a Kyler Murray, a guy who has experience, a guy who's had some success throughout his tenure in the NFL, it could really elevate this Vikings team. They finished 3rd in the division where every team finished 500 or above. I still think their defense is a little bit older, maybe a little bit, but if they get this running game solved, get a nice solid running back in there, and Kyler Murray's, with his ability to run itself, is going to add to the running game, I think Minnesota is a team that you could possibly look out for to get the services of Kyler Murray. There are 2 teams that I really think makes the most sense as far as wanting to win and as far as Kyler Murray to go to. Number 1, I think is going to make sense is the Miami Dolphins. You're going to move on from Tua Tagovailoa. You're going to move on from Tyreek Hill. You're clearing a lot of cap space. And you're going into a draft for the Miami Dolphins where this draft class of quarterbacks is not really too high. Now, one thing they can do is maybe see if things work out for a season with them. If it doesn't, his dead cap money is a lot less in 2027, which is only $7.2 million. So if you want to take that 1-year wonder or 1-year rent and get a guy like a Kyler Murray, I think that could work for the Miami Dolphins. That is a team that I still think it has some talent with guys like Jalen Waddle, guys like Devin Achane. I think even though they need to rebuild, we've seen it, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are a prime example of teams that just will refuse to rebuild. And I think With Jeff Hafley coming in as head coach, I think it's less likely. I think they go to the route of Malik Willis. But if this is a Miami Dolphins organization that refuses to rebuild, a Miami Dolphins organization that still believes that they can win now, this is a team that I can easily see go the route of getting a guy like a Kyler Murray on their roster. Now, I think the team that's probably going to come up the most in trade talks and the most in things going on is the New York Jets. Now, the New York Jets are in a situation where they possibly need to rebuild, and I think they're going to have the most money, and I think they're going to have some assets if they wanted to go acquire Kyler Murray, that they can go do that. They've gotten rid of Quentin Williams. They've gotten rid of Sauce Gardner. It looks like Breece Hall is going to be out the door. Now, the situation for Kyler is going to be different because they are in a position where they basically need to rebuild. But also, I think in this gonna suck, the New York Jets organization is gonna put Aaron Glenn in a position where, almost to a point where he has to save his job. Do I believe that's the right position for the Jets to go? Absolutely not. But we've seen with a lot of head coaches, they get a very, very short leash. And even with the less money getting, there's a dead cap of $7.2 million in 2027. If they want to take that chance on the Kyler Murray, and Aaron Glenn is one of those guys that wants to approve of a guy like a Kyler Murray being their quarterback, then I see that could possibly be the route that they go. With him, I think the Jets organization is going to have him a short lease, and Garrett Wilson finally gets a quarterback that, outside of probably that year of Aaron Rodgers in 2024, that he can build some rapport with and get some consistency with. They still have to worry about his contract as well, but I think they are at a point to where they need to try something because, number one, like I said, the quarterback class in this 2026 draft is not very strong outside of Mendoza. The free agency class, I don't think any of the guys are going to go there. Maybe not the Kirk Cousins, not a Malik Willis. I don't think those are guys that are going to end up signing with the Jets. And I think the only way that they can get a quarterback is through a trade, whether it's a Tua possibly, which I don't think they're trading in division, and Kyler Murray, the subject of today's video, going to the New York Jets. I probably see this as the most plausible and most likely scenario that Kyler Murray in 2026 will be wearing a Jet uniform. That's just my opinion. But if it's any team that I missed, or if there's any team that you guys can think of that Kyler Murray can end up going to, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you agree or disagree, leave your thoughts in the comments. I would love to see what you guys think, but I'm APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe, have a great and excellent day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.